Hello friends, and welcome to the second half of the Introduction to Powerful Peace and Navy SEALs Lessons on Peace from a Lifetime at War. I'm Rob DuBois, the author, and I am by an incredible, gorgeous river with some canoeists paddling around out here today, and how I wish I were one of them, but it's time to read and not paddle. This book, by the way, this actual copy is the last time we'll read from this one. This is the copy that I've been using for all of our video introductions for Powerful Peace. Introductions in the general sense. This is today, of course, finishing the introduction from the book. But this book is being sent to the winner of the Powerful Peace essay contest that wrapped up the Summer of Powerful Peace, or ASOP, with the end of August, and now we're moving into September and the future and the next wave of the Powerful Peace process. Much exciting stuff coming up. I can't wait to reveal some of it tomorrow, in fact, Monday. But for this weekend, we're doing the introduction, starting with the second half. In these pages you'll witness the tragic and absurd losses from conflict in the bloody, muddy sand of war and in generations of wounding wrought by chronic social feuds. You'll increase your capacity and desire to undermine conflict. You'll focus on real, tangible, attainable peace, and you'll recognize the reactive and sometimes unnecessary roots of hate and understand that those roots strangle all involved. Between armed groups or in a war of words between lovers, there can be no solution before the striking stops. Pause. More often than not, mistakes and assumptions represent a greater enemy than the human opposing us. This is why I highlight the role of misunderstanding as the insidious root of so much conflict. I have many enemies, but few that walk and talk. Instead of Ivan and Omar, they have names like rape as a weapon of war, abuse of innocent children, mistrust among cultures, hatreds founded on misunderstanding. Every side can agree on the worst of all losses, the crippled or broken bodies or hearts of the youngest among us caught in the crossfire of hate in action. Fighting carries many other costs as well, both obvious and hidden. What about the incredible price of defending against imagined threats? Each of us can make a difference if we first accept some uncomfortable truths. We can begin by examining our own worldviews and our impact on others. Anything less is theoretical playtime. We also have to examine the news and views that are set before us. The true stories and examples in Powerful Peace will help you develop a greater capacity to see into and disrupt the heart of hate. Disentangling conflict begins with the self. Changing pages with one hand. This book is divided into 4 sections named after the 4 elements of balanced human life: body, mind, heart, and soul. We are more than just walking lumps of animal instinct. This balanced arrangement corresponds with the rational, compassionate, and moral human guidance previously described in the preface. Seeking a broader understanding of our common ground, ideas progress through the book's evolving chapters, laying out critical themes like humility, dignity, respect, courage, and accountability. Because we share one world, I'll pull references from across the planet and across society. As the late, greatly irreverent George Carlin so eloquently demonstrated, reality is a very funny place. Popular culture on TV and film reflects our complex existence in tidy 30 or 90-minute bites with just the right amount of drama, romance, and humor. So I'll begin this cultural exploration by urging you to watch the movie Crash by Lionsgate 2004, which is both superbly illustrative of tragic human destruction and superbly titled for our subject. The story involves families from very different cultures crashing together on the stage of daily life around Los Angeles. True to life, there are startlingly unexpected and unnecessary turns in its violent course. One of the stars of Crash is Don Cheadle, who played the lead in A True Story of Genocide in Hotel Rwanda, MGM United Artists, 2004. That role educated him on the catastrophe of ethnic cleansing in Africa, and as you will read, motivated him to take an active role in preventing genocide and other forms of violence. Besides the hidden or apparent wisdom in these books and films, I'll give you some of my favorite quotes from others, sometimes profound, sometimes coarse, always edifying. Please give each a moment's thought. As we journey together, we'll encounter some true-to-life elephants in the room that nobody wants to talk about. I'll walk you straight up to examine those elephants. Like a little boy in a fable, I'll raise my voice and point directly at the emperor with no clothes. His foolishness is no longer a simple embarrassment. Now it costs the lives and limbs of children. During years of advising military commanders and policymakers, I've observed unrealized potential for peacemaking. We live in a generation of unprecedented openness between societies and groups with equally unprecedented accessibility to information. We have the opportunity to establish an entirely new understanding of differences, disputes, defenses, and destructive powers. Heads of state and school teachers can dialogue via Twitter with hardened opponents and champions of jihad. We have the opportunity to learn about others from others, and we have the opportunity to harness the incredible talent and critical thinking of a great generation of future global leaders. We need only reach out and begin. Powerful Peace is not so much a one-time prescription as it is preventive medicine, a way of looking at the world. It represents a conversational path toward transformation. The time has come to change our minds, our way of thinking, across the planet, and to unthink much of what we currently take for granted. Things like who hates who, why, and the supposed inevitability of destructive conflict. Our future is not yet written. Daily we are scratching out and doodling in our very best efforts to script a future and dismantle outdated systems that today cause more insecurity than they prevent. I hope you won't agree with everything in this book. If you did, I'd worry that one of us is trying too hard to please the other. But I have confidence much of it will ring true for you as it has for thousands of others, and for thousands of years. I've invented nothing. The golden rule and concepts of consequences are not new material in the scope of human history. This may just be the latest reminder of some things we've forgotten about ourselves. In the end, I'll ask that you not keep this book. I'll ask you to give it away, perhaps to a young person just setting out to make a mark in the world, or to your neighbor, or to a soldier trying to make sense of his painful experiences, perhaps to your senator at her next public event. And I'll ask international readers to take this opportunity to make themselves heard in a global forum we build together at peacehawks.org. I'll ask you to share these ideas so my own children can be safer when we all grow up. In any case, I hope this process of humanization will increase you. I wish you peace, a balanced, powerful peace.